Morning. Australia has a new Prime Minister, with Tony Abbott officially sworn in by Governor-General Quentin Bryce this morning. Now, these are live pictures from inside Government House. Ministers and parliamentary secretaries milling after being sworn in. Now, for the latest, let's go to Canberra Bureau and John O'Doherty. And John, Tony Abbott has certainly been waiting a long time for this day.
Yeah, Brett, Tony Abbott was opposition leader for nearly 4 years. Today, he has become Australia's 28th Prime Minister. And Mr Abbott arrived at Government House shortly after 10 a.m. He was joined by family members. Wife Margie, the three daughters were there, Bridget, Frances and Louise. And Tony Abbott's mum Faye and father Dick were there also, along with sisters Pip and Christine. Now, once inside, it was a fairly brief ceremony. Tony Abbott met with Governor-General Quentin Bryce, and after a bit of a chat, Mr Abbott took the oath of office. Let's hear that now.
I, Anthony John Abbott, do swear that I will well and truly serve the people of Australia in the office of Prime Minister, and that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Australia, so help me God.
Would you sit down, Mr Abbott, and subscribe the oath of office, please?
Thank you, Rex.
And right now at Government House, incoming ministers and parliamentary secretaries are about to be sworn in. Among them, as we know, Nationals leader Warren Truss will be the Deputy Prime Minister, Joe Hockey will be the Treasurer, and Julie Bishop will be the Foreign Minister.
And right now we just saw a couple of the architects of the Abbott win in Ryan Loughnane and Peter Credlin. Meanwhile, John, on the other side of politics, Anthony Albanese has a couple of busy days ahead for him.
Yeah, that's right. Anthony Albanese has launched his campaign for the Labor leadership, and over the next 2 days he'll be visiting capital cities trying to convince rank and file members of the Labor Party to vote for him rather than Bill Shorten. Now, Anthony Albanese's campaign launch was in Sydney last night. Here's some of what he had to say.
I'm someone who, when I stood for Deputy Leader of the party, received the support of Kevin Rudd and Julia Gillard. That wasn't a uniting time, you might have noticed. What I'll be saying to you and to rank and file members around the country is, what you see is what you get.
Now, the process of choosing a Labor leader is quite long. We won't know who the Labor leader, who the opposition leader will be until October 13. But today, the focus is very much on the new coalition government. The new ministers and parliamentary secretaries are about to be sworn in right now. As we can see, they've just taken their seats. And of course, today, Australia has a new Prime Minister with Tony Abbott.
With a busy day ahead of him. John O'Doherty will talk to you again later on in our Canberra Bureau. And in breaking political news, the Coalition's Sophie Mirabella has conceded defeat. Tony Abbott's former shadow industry minister was narrowly trailing rival Cathy McGowan in a close-fought contest for the Victorian seat of Indi. Just a short time ago, Ms Mirabella released a statement conceding she's lost the seat, adding she won't be seeking a recount and wishing Ms McGowan all the best.